attend because obviously that's where my degree folds into. So I've actually studied time and to become a master in that area. And I know that you need interpersonal skills so that those who you are intercrossing with and you are intercommunicating with, if you're not able to do that effectively, your common goal will never be met.
Okay. So what is it as far as compensation you wanted to stay around?
Well, obviously I'm doing this to be general manager. Obviously I'm looking to build on what I was as department manager, as store manager. At store manager, I was right at 55. So obviously to be as a general manager, I did a little bit of research, and what it is it's a 25 increase. So obviously I'm looking to start within that 70-75 range.
Okay. And are there any schedule conflictions as far as you starting, let's say in general, the overall time is 2 weeks unless in your current position because you're currently employed. Is there any time frame after that that should hinder you from starting if it's later?
No, none whatsoever. I've allotted all my time to be available to this position because I do feel very passionately about this position and what it is that I do. So I know that there can't be constraints, and that's also something that I look forward into my future employees. We don't need time constraints. That way you can allot what you have to the company and you can be successful at it.
Any questions for me?
Yes, I did do a little research. You guys, as of 2012, which is now currently, you have 331,000 employees, okay? With that many employees, how do you show those employees gratitude to verify that what you've made investment into, because an employee is an investment to thrive your company, that your investments of employees, how do you show them gratitude to make sure that they stay through a duration of long period of time?
Well, at Home Depot, we love our employees and we train them and we like to empower them in whatever it is they do, whether it's they decide to stay with the company and grow or seek fulfillment elsewhere. So what we do is we offer different training, and that keeps people empowered in what they're doing and they're aware of what they're doing. As far as compensation is concerned, everyone wants a raise, and we have annual assessments of someone's job performance, and at that point they have an option to get a raise. And outside of that, we offer in our budgets, we offer the option for our department managers, our store managers, to have a gathering to boost morale within that particular store and or department. So that encourages people to work together, that gets them comfortable in their everyday life, because we're going to spend at least 8 to 10 hours a day here whenever we do work. So just boosting the morale and enjoying where you work at and the people that you work with at a professional level as well. And just getting them comfortable about the setting they're going to be in for that amount of time.
Okay, great. I'm also inquiring upon creative thinking. What are some ways that, with so many employees within one environment, obviously I would much prefer 20 heads to come together with a brilliant idea versus myself trying to do it, because obviously myself, I'm a big asset, but also I have other personnel under me who we could come together and form a much bigger and better idea. So how does your company hear your actual part? How do you hear those ideas of everyone else versus just hearing my idea, for instance?
The point of contact is the general manager, the store manager. So myself will come to you and ask how the store is doing. I'll look at numbers and vice versa. You'll tell me what you think. And at that point, before you have our meetings or before I stop by, I myself will be talking with your employees and walk around the store and ask them what they think. But at some point, it falls on you. You will be the store manager. It will be your job to, at some point, ask your staff, what is it that you're having challenge areas in? What do you think we can improve in? And then at that point, when they give you their feedback on what's wrong, you would ask them, do you have a solution to that problem that you're having? Because if you don't have a solution to your problem, there's no way I can help you. So they'll give you your feedback, and then at that point, you have the most experience out of the person that you're asking feedback from, and you see if that will fit with the store with all that I have given to you all that I've given to you, and you come up with a decision you think works best for the store, and you present that to me. So how do I go about finding feedback and bettering the store or the business? At that point, I'm asking the store manager, which is you, and you have your skill sets that you brought with you, and that you'll be learning from our training.
Okay. Well, one suggestion that I do have to that is scheduled meetings. But a really important part that I feel to scheduled meetings is the atmosphere. I don't want it to be such a formal setting, because in formal meetings, people, especially the employees on the very bottom level, those who are just beginning with our great company, they don't feel as much comfortable to offer their suggestions. So with the scheduled training meetings, I would say that the atmosphere should be positive, fun, perhaps small, refreshment setup, just really, really fun in a workroom. They possibly don't have to, wear their apron as well as we always wear. So I would say that the atmosphere, because I've been to some, and certain store managers, general managers, they make the atmosphere very, very formal. And I've noticed that they don't receive anything from those employees because the employee feels that disenfranchisement between the employee and the big boss man. So one of my suggestions to be to offer would change that environment, or I'm not sure of your current environment now, but just make that current environment where they're easy to offer their suggestions.
Okay, is there something that you would do different in this interview, since you like informal settings, that you would do different too, so that I would better
Now,
understand
not necessarily
you?
in an interview.
Pause for a second. That I'll better understand you and you better understand me.
Not necessarily in an interview, I'm completely comfortable. Obviously, I'm applying to be a general manager. So not necessarily in an interview, I'm completely comfortable being absolutely formal, as it should be, because you need to find out what I'm quite capable of, and I need to inform you of my skills that I have to offer. The only thing that I would say to not be informal is that setting with the biggest person of the company, which would be myself, and those employees who make up those departments. Those employees who are maybe part-time workers. Those employees who possibly just got moved up to full-time and haven't been here that long. Those are the backbone of the company, because that's who does all the work, that's who speaks directly with the customers. If we lose all of our employees, there is no business. So with this setting, absolutely, it should be very formal. You need to find out what I have to offer, and I need to find out what you as the company have to offer myself. My suggestion for only informal would be with the meeting between the smaller employees, the ones who possibly just got here, not that they're not as big as importance, and then with the big boss man, the general manager. Because I do remember whenever like I told you, I did start working with the company on a much lower level. Whenever I was working with the company, I felt like general manager come around, I just wouldn't talk, because I felt like he didn't need to hear from me. I felt like, as you stated, he needed to hear from the store manager, his department managers, those persons. He needed to hear from his chain versus hearing from the lower employees such as myself at that time period. So just one of my suggestions was for it to be the training meetings, for those to be informal, so that we can hear that feedback coming from them and there won't be fear in speaking with the big boss man.
Well, Brianne, do you have any other questions for me before we conclude?
No, I do not think that's all.
Well, it's been a pleasure to meet you. We're still considering other candidates, and we will be in touch.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Very